Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we are building on a 40 by 20 lot in San Sequoia, and we are building a lot called the Playcare Center. This is what it ends up looking like in the end. Essentially, it's a daycare center. I thought I was going to make it like a mini rec center, but then when you want to create a recreation center, you have to have different requirements, such as like fitness items and stuff, and I didn't really want those items in what's supposed to be a daycare. So this lot is also very interestingly shaped. Originally I was going to try and build a house here, and I still might at some point in the future, but I thought it's a great location for a daycare because right across the street from this location is like a park space with a splash pad. So it definitely feels more kid-oriented and kid-friendly. So as you can see, the building is taking shape, and you also notice the treehouse object. It's actually not as large as I originally thought, but it's actually already assembled with a slide and a slide-down pole. I had my sim, I think, spend 2 sim nights like working to assemble the treehouse so that we can actually have a fully assembled treehouse. And then once she was finished, I took the treehouse and put it on a room, and then I saved it to my library, so that way whenever I want a completed treehouse, I can just add it from my library right into a lot without having to go through the painstaking speed 3 fast forward watch them build it together. The only thing it doesn't have on it is the bell. And there's another item on it that you could add, but you needed like parts, like different like parts that you had to go like find. And I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. I wish you could have like cheated your way through adding the bell on it and stuff. But hey, at least it has a slide. So that's the most important. As far as the building, there's a like napping area, a full kitchen / dining area with a bunch of like high chairs. There is a giant playroom. There's also a music room / game room. And then there's an additional like playroom / craft room where they have little activity tables. And then of course there's the side yard with all of the different play equipment. I really wanted to fit in more play items like the little toddler tube thing, and the pirate ship, but this lot in particular just didn't have enough space and it made the yard look a little crowded. So we didn't do that. But I think, this is a great size and a great location for this. Yeah, you can see I was trying to fit the pirate ship, but then I'm like, I wonder if I could put it like indoors. That would have been pretty cool, but I didn't feel like extending out the one side to actually fit it indoors. And then that would have basically taken up the whole room of the playroom where I wanted the playroom to be. So that wouldn't have really been fun because there wouldn't have been room for much else in there, if anything, apart from the giant pirate ships. So that's what we got. As far as floor plan goes, it's very sectioned off, but the idea is like there's a reception desk in the front, and then your Sims would just drop their kids off, and then they just go about their business whatever they want to do, if they want to play or do activities. There's also a bathroom. It's on the first floor, and that has changing tables, toddler potty training toilets, and then there's just regular toilets for regular Sims. I did originally have this awning out here from the debug catalog, but I do take it away because it's kind of it's a little like distracting, but also it makes it hard to see the play yard or the play area. So we do take that out, but I may incorporate that in a future build somewhere down the line. But I thought it was nice, but it's just too distracting. And then like it doesn't move out of the way if you want to like zoom down in. It just kind of stays in focus the entire time, so that really doesn't help. It's not ideal when you're playing in the play yard. So as you can see, yeah, it doesn't really move at all. So it's kind of where we're at with that. I did the landscaping first before I actually furnished the interior. Up here is a little additional like upper level play area, which is just a toddler slide, and then some benches. It's very simple up there because most of the playing is supposed to be done in the play yard on the first floor. But I figure if a sim is already up there playing with one of the giant doll houses or the puppet show, then there's a toddler slide there too. There's all of the toddler high chairs, and this is the kitchen, which is just a stove, refrigerator, microwave, and a sink, trash can as well. Just very simple to the point. Ideally, it's meant to serve lunches. So a sim would make lunches, and then they would be served to the kids as they're taking care of them. This is the nap room. And in here, I put toddler beds along one wall, and then infant or baby beds along the other side, which looks like these. Basically, I just alternate colors to make it look unique. Like each kid that goes here has their own bed, I guess. It's kind of named in a way, but we didn't name them, but the colors basically denote whose bed is whose, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. This is the giant playroom. I put cabinets on the lower portion there, which is to act as decorative storage. We just throw in a bunch of different toys, from doll houses to toy boxes to tablets to other little toys to play with, infant toys, this building block table for toddlers, and then I do some clutter decorating using move objects and placing the items on top of the cabinets just to make it look like stuff is sitting up there, so it didn't look so empty. And I really like the completed look. I think it worked out well there, just throwing some toys up there. I do hope nobody will use that giant toy. I also shrunk down a Blarfy, and I thought he looked like a cute little teddy bear just sitting up there. Hopefully, again, they won't try to use them and then Blarfy expands to normal size, because then it'd just be a giant bear sitting on top of a cabinet awkwardly. We do some of the smaller chairs, and I use different colors to get the different styles, from bears to panda bears to polar bears. They have a bunch of different things, and just some decals. I use these chalk drawn decals to give the impression that maybe the kids drew them on the walls as a project or something like that. But it also is just a great little feature of the entranceway, because again, it is a daycare play center place. This is just finishing up the bedroom area, but this is the reception area or reception desk. And originally I was going to throw bookcases down here. We do shrink it down in a smaller size, just the curved ones there. And then I thought it would be great to have a reading area upstairs. So we do have a reading area upstairs instead of trying to cram it in the entranceway. It just didn't make sense there, having a little library there. Let's actually make a proper space for it. As far as packs that I used while decorating and furnishing the build, I used Growing Together, Parenthood, and then Kids Room stuff. So basically 3 packs, which isn't too bad. I really couldn't think if there were other items and other packs that would have been beneficial to the slot, but I thought that these 3 packs were probably the most important, because they had most of the kid-oriented objects that brought skills and activities and skill building and music, and then just some of the newer objects that came with Growing Together, and then the doll houses. And originally I toyed with putting 2 doll houses in this room because they're really large objects. But we do take one of those doll houses out once I find the puppet show, which I thought was way more fun to include. Out here, I do a little display, because I found science projects in the catalog, and I thought that would be great to show projects that kids have done, just kind of a little neat touch there, or just maybe focus areas of kids. This is the little library reading area. I thought it was perfect because there's a glass roof above which lets light in, and I scatter a bunch of chairs around. We do put a rug down, so if kids wanted to sit on the rug and listen to a story be told, they could do that. I do come back later and swap around some of the seating chairs to put a rocker in the corner. That way it gives the impression that a sim is telling a story to a group of of kids, which very well could happen. So that works out. This is the music room. Originally, I chose this busy rug, but when I actually finished the room, I thought, no, we got to tone down that rug because it didn't really go with the gray color of the actual carpet of the room. So we do tone that down a little bit, but I throw in some chairs. And the idea is, again, that kids will sit around and kind of listen to the music or enjoy the music, but also just, whether that's on the carpet or in one of the chairs. And I'm just placing around objects that I found. This becomes a game table or game area off the back corner, and I thought that's a good place to put it in the music room because there really wasn't too much else as far as musical instruments that kids or toddlers could really utilize. So they only had like 2 or 3 small like kids violins, and that was really it. So there really isn't much musical there. But yeah, we're almost finished with this lot. So it's coming together really nice. I have to say, I really like how this turned out in the end. I like all the bright, vibrant colors. Definitely something different, but it's for kids. So I kind of imagined it to be more vibrant and more inviting. And I just noticed a wallpaper from you probably saw it there in the kitchen briefly. It's probably still there too. I don't know why sometimes the wallpaper just like bleeds through, or like when you're placing it in a room, it just kind of goes onto the wall behind it. It's very annoying. That happened at least 2 or 3 places while I was building here. But just one of those minor things. Here's why I put in the rocking chair real quick. And then out here, I was kind of thinking like, what else can I put out here? But then I thought, you know what, let's just keep it simple. And I thought having like the monkey bars or the jungle gym thing up there was a bad idea because it's so high, just for realism's sake. And then we do move the toddler slide and put a picnic table down in the play area because then Sims could like sit and then like, watch the kids play or monitor the kids playing. And then I find a couple little like night lights from the Parenthood pack that I add around, which I thought made nice little decorations here and there just to kind of light it up a little bit better and make it look a little more kid-centric in some areas where I thought that it needed it. But yeah, we are now into these screenshots. So this is what it actually looks like, finished and all. I didn't record me doing the landscape painting as always because it's just time consuming, but it's also just me kind of zooming around top down or very close to bushes, just, spraying underneath. But you can see the treehouse there in the play area along with the monkey bars. And this is a top down of the first floor and then a top down of the second floor of the house or of the daycare center. I'm sorry, it's not a house. But anyway, you can find Playcare Center on the Sims 4 gallery. My EA or gallery ID is TheSimified. It's a 40 by 20 lot. It's built in San Sequoia. You could probably put it anywhere, but I don't know that any other world has this unique lot size of 40 by 20, which is like a very long lot. There might be one where it goes the other way, but it's really designed to fit in this space, which is actually perfect because this is in the area where the rec center is as well, and just a lot of community and park areas. So I thought it was just a perfect little location, and it's just such a weird shape for a lot. So I would like to try and squeeze a house in here someday in the future, but for right now, it is a daycare center for my game. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this speed build. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time watching and you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe as well. I release videos whenever I can, usually at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. But that's all I had for this one. So I do thank you for watching. I hope you have yourself a great day, and I will see you in the next video.